and our constitution was going to be changed. What good would a constitution be in a country if the government was overthrown? No, it would be no good, right?
If they're adhering to it or not, it would depend if the government.
Dude, listen to
What?
you. That was a strong argument, wasn't it? You gotta because you
What?
had to think.
Are you trying
It's
to?
a very.
If
Hang
it
on,
depends on
dude.
if they're
Listen to what I'm
adhering to it or
saying.
not, huh?
I know that you listen. I know that you're a smart young man. You want to dog
What
walk
does that?
me.
How does that even make any
That's
sense?
not the point here, bro. Listen to what I said. If there was an invasion, which you could call war an invasion, right? Like when the Germans invaded Poland, okay, all this stuff.
Like a
Okay, let's say
military
that,
invasion, yeah.
yeah, let's say that the United States was invaded, okay, and our government was overthrown, okay. Would the first thing that they would change would be a constitution because it would no longer be the Constitution of the
They
United
probably
States.
wouldn't adhere to the Constitution, yeah.
Exactly. So no longer would we have a constitution. I would argue that millions and millions of illegal immigrants entering our country unlawfully is an
You can
invasion
just
of
say
our
like you disagree
country.
with the founding fathers, then.
Can you agree? Can you agree with what I
You
just
can just,
said?
huh? No, I just disagree.
Stop jumping to our
I just
founding
number no,
fathers.
I disagree on I disagree like at a factual basis, and then two, I disagree on like a practical basis,
So
right?
you agree? You disagree on what? That there was an
No, like
invasion at the border?
the fact is, like Trump is doing immigrant. Can
Let's
I
try to
finish?
do this.
If
Was
we
there
look
an
at the, can I
invasion at the
finish?
border or
Hello, can I
not?
finish? If we look at if we look at deportations, seemingly there's actually less deportations going on than
Can you
under.
stop running from my questionnaire?
I'm not running. I'm just making my points.
What did
And
I
under.
ask of you?
Can I finish?
Yes, but what did I ask of you?
Okay,
You made
Can I finish?
It's your show, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Under this current administration, I don't think it's a more practical way to deport people when you have the courts contesting your every move because you're okay with violating people's rights. It actually seems like you're doing the exact opposite. That seems like a less efficient way to deport people, and it seems like you're actually
Okay,
incurring
I
more
will
costs.
agree to listen. You keep going back to the Fourth Amendment. Okay, you keep going back to due
What you're trying to say
process.
that you're basically what you're trying
Stop
to
it.
say is
Let
that
me
there's so many
finish.
legal immigrants in the country that we need to get them out because they're gonna somehow like violate they're somehow gonna like cause the overthrow of the government. At the same time, like it doesn't
Not
seem like an
my point.
efficient. It's not
No,
an
no.
efficient way to deport people if you have the courts contesting you at every single um step because you're willing to violate people's rights to do so.
Okay. Then if we have things in our Constitution that we don't agree with because of circumstances, we should not make amendments to the Constitution.
You can amend the Constitution if you want, but Donald Trump hasn't done that. He's just violating it.
Do you know that you wouldn't have equal rights as I do? Your
Can
rights
you
would
like
not.
concede? Can you
Do you
concede to
know
the
that
first point I
if
just
there?
made?
Hang on, dude. Why are you interrupting?
Because can you just
You
concede to the point that's like not an
the
efficient way to
color of
deport
your
people when the courts
skin.
are blocking you.
I could own you if we had not amended our Constitution. You know that?
Could you just concede to the fact that it's not an efficient
Did
way
you
to
just
deport
hear
people
what I
when you have the
said?
courts
Is that
blocking you
true
at
or
every single
false? Is
step?
that true? Is that true or false? Could I have owned you if we did not amend our Constitution?
Yes. Can you concede to the point that like it's not an efficient way to deport people when you have the courts contesting you at every single step when you're violating people's rights?
No, not at all. Because you have courts in San Francisco that blocked ICE from being able to go to USAID, or was it Medicaid? Sorry, Medicaid, to try to find out who is a legal citizen or not in this country who's taking from Medicaid. And a district judge, you can look this up, fact check me. A district judge blocked ICE from accessing these files, which was ultimately overturned by a Supreme Court. So no, I don't give a shit about district
I'm not saying there isn't.
judges.
Do you think I'm contesting the
Okay.
fact that there hasn't been any cases that like the plaintiff was lost? Like I could
I
point
think
to
it's all I think
like
that
I
you're
could
doing.
I could point to giant cases like AAUP or JGG versus Trump or Nonviv Garcia, all of which the Trump administration lost, all of which were about trying to deport people. Like I don't. This isn't an efficient way. Like when you have there's currently they're able to. There's a class action lawsuit, Molina v. DHS. They're able to certify an entire class of people, and there's a preliminary injunction made against ICE doing deportations against them and taking actions. Like that's not an efficient way to try to deport anybody. Anyway, like Can you like at least concede that point? Like that's not you're not helping anybody when you do that kind of stuff.
I've already conceded that point. We've already passed this. I already
Cool. So
said.
can you like okay?
Wait a
How
minute.
are immigrants?
You asked the holy shit,
Okay.
bro.
You conceded it, so I don't.
No. I said in the very beginning that ICE is a necessity in this country. Okay, and you saying, hey, Sonia Massey, was unalived by a bad officer, so we should get rid of all police officers, especially under the
When did I make
Biden
the point we should
administration.
get rid of all police officers?
Did you hear? Are you understanding my logic here?
Liam, did I ever say we should get rid of ICE?
I mean, your party is saying that we should.
I never said
abolish
that. I don't know
ICE.
why you like are projecting that opinion on me.
Okay,
I think we. No, I just
bro.
think what we should do is majorly reform ICE from what it is currently.
Well,
And
I
by
think
major reform, I mean like getting rid of the Trump administration because they obviously can't like responsibly use any kind of law enforcement agency without violating
no,
people's
we
rights.
can't get rid of the. We can't get rid of the Trump administration. Hey, do you know the EO that Trump put out to? I know this is a pivot.
I don't want you to pivot. So I want to ask you another question. How are the immigrants under Biden? How do you think they're enough of a threat to overthrow the Constitution?
That's not really my point.
That was literally your point. You said like their invasion, they're going to coming in here, and it was okay to violate the Constitution to protect it. That's basically what you're saying, because these people are somehow such a threat to the Constitution that we need to violate some rights to uphold it. So like, how are these people such a threat to the Constitution?
Okay, I'll answer that. I'm going to go. I didn't want to go deeper because I thought you would be smart enough to understand my logic. But I guess you're
you
not.
You have to explain your points, unfortunately,
Okay.
in the debate. That is part of a debate.
So if you're go with me here for a second. If you're drawing new district lines, okay, you're gerrymandering, and you're also allowing millions and millions of new people in the country, having sanctuary states, okay, sanctuary cities, all this stuff. These are all democratic ideas and democratic policies. Okay, if this could get a new voter base that could sway the outcome of elections, you could have government that could be the majority leader, the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court, that we could make amendments to our Constitution that could ultimately, honestly, screw up our country for the worse. Really,
what's
really.
Your evidence that what's your evidence that
really
like, people,
affect?
Wait, what's your evidence that immigrants or Democrats want to overthrow and overturn a Constitution?
Obviously, they do. Okay.
Okay, what's your evidence for that?
What, as far as like, I think that birthright citizenship should be probably looked into, but no, I have to really think about that. That's a good question.
Do you have any evidence for that?
What part of the Constitution do I think that Democrats do not agree with?
No, I asked what evidence do you have that Democrats and immigrants as a whole want to like overthrow the Constitution?
I wasn't prepared for that question, but I like it.
Well, that's literally the underlying entire thing of your Constitution. These immigrants and Democrats want to fundamentally overthrow the Constitution, and that's why it's okay to violate some rights under it. So, and if you can't prove that point, then your entire argument just falls apart here, dude.
Well, there's a lot of little aspects, I think, that the Democratic Party has trying to overthrow parts of our Constitution. I think that the First Amendment would be one. Okay, by trying to not allow Trump to have freedom of speech. Okay.
What do you mean?
I think that his words were
Wait, how did they block Trump's freedom of speech?
I mean, he was blocked from Twitter, wasn't he?
Why was that?
For misinformation?
No, that's not why.
Then why? Why was it?
He was after January 6th. Twitter blocked him because he was inciting violence.
He didn't incite any violence. His words were.
That's what Twitter said. And noted, I'll just note. Okay, that
doesn't matter. His words by BBC were clipped where they said march down to the Capitol and fight like hell.
Did Twitter cite that as the reason for banning him?
That was what it was. That's
Did Twitter cite that as the reason for banning him?
That was the whole talking point of the left.
That's not true. That's not true. So you don't even know. You don't wait. You. This is your first time hearing about Twitter banning him, but you immediately pivot to BBC. So nice try, little bro. Okay. Number one, the Democrats weren't even in the executive branch at the time.
I could sit on you and you would never be able to breathe again.
It was Trump who was in power at that time. That's true, right? How did the Democrats influence Twitter to take him down?
The Democrats did a lot of things. They also, let me explain it to you. It's a known fact that what is it? Facebook? Not Facebook. Facebook was literally weaponized by the because of C-19 and everything, and free people's freedom of speech.
How's Facebook weaponized?
For misinformation. That's why Zuckerberg, who was an advocate against Donald Trump, turned around and said, "No, I don't want my website. I don't want my work to be spoiled by a party that doesn't stand for freedom of speech." That's why he sided with Donald Trump.
Yeah, he sided with Donald Trump after the election, number one. But
number against Donald
number
Trump.
Two. Wait, can I finish?
That's a part of the First Amendment as well.
Do you know?
That's two different cases.
So the FBI, who was communicating with Facebook and Twitter before the 2020 election, it was something called the Foreign and Influence Task Force. Do you know when that Foreign Influence Task Force was created?
Do I know when it was created? Yes. What year?
Yeah.
I'd be guessing. No, not exactly.
Do you know who was president?
I was going to say 17.
You know who was president during 2018?
Yeah, it was Barack Obama.
No, it was Donald Trump, obviously.
We know who it was,
of course.
Bro.
So it seemingly you're criticizing Facebook for having a relationship with the government, and then the government somehow influencing Facebook to say some things when that actually started and was happening under the Trump administration. Now, I don't actually think that was a violation of anybody's free speech, because if you can look at the data, which Twitter actively posts, it's iffy for Facebook, but you can see that most of the requests that the government flagged for things that could potentially be either misinformation, only 34% of them were ever taken down and blocked. And Twitter and Facebook literally made the buck stop with us, right? They are private companies. They got to decide if something got taken down or not.
Even going deeper, so those are two controversial cases where Donald Trump and the American people's words were being silenced.
But on a social media
doing it, and private
companies have the right to do that
on a social media platform.
Private companies have the right to silence people on social media platforms.
Okay, but then, oh gosh, man,
that is true. Are you denying that? Is that a fact?
Yes, I'm denying that. When the head of the private company said that that's not what his
what did he say?
That's not what his platform was used for, that the government would take control of it. No.
When you say Mark Zuckerberg also said that Zuckerberg literally said in testimony said that, but it was also everything stopped with him. But it was his responsibility.
Mark Zuckerberg said that he was being told that stuff was from the government on his being allowed to be spoken about the C-19 was supposed to be taken down for misinformation off of his website. Okay, from the government, bro.
You can literally look. You can read the Facebook.
Stop it.
You can read the. You can read the Twitter files or any of the emails sent between Facebook and the corresponding government.
You think that's okay, don't you?
No, that's just not what happened. You can read the actual files and the you can read the actual emails sent between the Foreign Influence Task Force and Twitter and Facebook, and you can quite literally see where they're just hey, we think this might be misinformation, and it's up to Twitter or Facebook if they want to take it down, right? We can literally see, because Twitter literally posted data, only 34% of all government requests for something that they thought was misinformation or something that might influence the election were ever taken down, right? And you would think if these people are really being told and influenced and coerced to do this, then why did 34% of the time the government said something was misinformation, they take it down? It's because they were private companies who ultimately they had the freedom to take something down or not, and the government wasn't literally forcing them to do it.
The government was forcing. That's why.
Really? Then why did only wait? If the government's forcing them, why did only 34% of all Twitter all requests to Twitter get taken down?
Why did Zuckerberg turn against?
Can you answer that question?
What? Yes, I can answer it by telling you. Zuckerberg himself did not like Donald Trump.
That was an answer to the question.
Okay.
If Twitter and these other faith groups are being influenced so much, right, or being literally coerced to take stuff down, then how come only 34% of the time the government flagged something was it taken down?
What does it matter, the percentage?
Because if you were being coerced and threatened to do something, otherwise there would be some kind of punishment or action, then we would expect 100% of the time the government requested to take something down, they would do it. When we see the opposite of that, that just seems like no. When you see the opposite of that, what it actually seems like, and was actually happening, and Zuckerberg did say this, is that these were social media companies who were concerned about election integrity and like certain misinformation get out to the public because they actually want to like help the government like battle certain misinformation about like C-19 or make sure our elections are fair and there isn't a bunch of misinformation going out. And so they voluntarily built a relationship with the government where the government would say, hey, we suspect this to be misinformation or not. And then they would independently, using their own free will, make decisions about if they want to take things down or not. Now, I'd agree with you if the government was legitimately coercing, right, Facebook and Twitter to do this, that would be violation of their First Amendment rights and people's First Amendment rights. But that's not what's happening.
You know what the thing is here, dude, that you don't understand is that the government should allow freedom of speech online, okay? And when they're advocating against it, like I could give you more of a case, and we could look it up. I could get all the information where a friend of mine who was sick with C-19. Actually, I'm sorry. He got the jab and did not get sick, but ended up getting sick from the jab.
Oh my gosh, I don't care, dude. Liam,
is the
government allowed to label things misinformation as long as they're not coercing platforms to take that certain content down?
I don't think it's coercing. I just think it's, hey, this is misinformation. If the government
that's not a violation of the First Amendment.
If the government deems it misinformation and they take it down,
that's not a violation of the First Amendment because that's the platforms willingly doing that because they decided to. A lot of these platforms reached out to the government to start this initial relationship in 2018. They're allowed to do that. The problem, the First Amendment violations happen when the government is actively coercing social media companies to take shit down. That's when you have the government violating people's freedoms of speech.
Do you think that the CDC, do you think that their will should be above the American people?
No.
Good. Base.
Well, it depends, actually.
Not always.
Their will should be above the American people. What does that mean? Like,
okay, so if the medical organization says we see fit that all children that are going to public schools need to be vaxxed, and this is the 10, 20, 30, 40 vaxes that they have to have in order to have their children, okay, go to public school. They have to take all these, and now a citizen goes, no, I don't want to give. I want to give my child potentially vaccines, but that's going to be on my own call. And I don't want it to give the government that information, whether my child is or is not vaxxed. You believe that the government should have control of that, or at least state by state. What do you think?
State by state, absolutely. Local governments, absolutely.
How about from the top?
It's public school. Of course they're allowed to control that. No shit.
Whoa, I mean, why?
Because obviously they're thinking of the integrity and the health of all children, not just one selfish person who's not going to get a vaccine.
Do you think C-19 was an epidemic?
It was a pandemic.
I'm sorry. Excuse my misspoke. Yeah, pandemic. You think it was a pandemic?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would you say that
we're getting massively off point here?
Would you say that the flu? Would you say
I'm not going to let you pivot until like.
Hang on. Would you say that the flu is a pandemic? The common flu?
Technically, yeah. But we're getting way off point here. So you weren't able to.
No, we're
actively,
not getting way off
we are.
point.
So you
Stop
weren't able to
running.
demonstrate. You weren't able. Sorry,
Stop
you weren't
running.
able. So Liam, you weren't able to demonstrate like how the Democrats were violating the First Amendment. Nor I
Let
would
me.
point out.
This
No.
is all part of
You
the
weren't. No,
same
we're not
thing.
pivoting to C-19. We're not doing it. We're getting back on point. So you weren't able to demonstrate that. Okay.
Why do you have to get a doctor's prescription?
You weren't
for
able to demonstrate that,
Z-
Liam. Can you admit that?
Why do you have to get a doctor's prescription?
Liam, you
for
weren't
Z-
able to demonstrate how the
Z-Pack,
Democrats were violating
but
people's
not
First
for
Amendment.
but not for C-19?
Liam, you weren't able to demonstrate how the Democrats are violating people's First Amendment
You
rights.
can't. You'll never be able to answer that. Okay, don't answer.
Liam, you weren't able to demonstrate how people's Democrats are violating people's First Amendment rights. Okay, so I'm gonna just say that for number one. So your entire argument here of why it's okay to violate the Constitution doesn't really make sense when you can't even prove that immigrants or the Democrats want to overthrow the Constitution, which is very weird.
I mean, you
So
could go.
How
back-
can you
could go-
justify
wait,
ICE doing? So how can you justify
you
ICE
could-
doing these Fourth Amendment violations then, Liam?
Wait a minute. You could go. Hang on. You could go back to campaign of Kamala Harris. Even prior to that, when she was saying, "Don't think that we can't come into your home and take your pew-pews." I mean, there's a lot of things that would come against our amendments. Okay,
she was
our
talking
Constitution.
about she was talking about instituting the assault weapons ban, which had previously been implemented back in like the 70s or 90s, and which wasn't overturned. So once again,
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as an assault weapon.
that's what
I
the
don't know
law
that
was
is.
called, dude. I'm not saying whether that's an accurate
There's no
term.
such
That's
thing
literally-
as that. That's fictional.
the assault weapons
bro.
ban. Do we have to like? Do I have to go like look this up for you? Like,
I could assault you with a spoon, bro. Do they have assault spoons now?
yeah. So there's the assault weapons.
You
ban.
sounded so dumb when you said that. Assault.
Yeah, the
weapon.
federal assault weapons ban. Are you not familiar with this? It was a 10-year
Yeah.
ban. It was a 10-year ban passed in August 25 of 1994.
Was it? What is an assault weapon?
I think it's just some politician nonsense.
Okay, good. Based.
But that's what you understand. That's what they like nicknamed the
Yeah,
legislation.
but this is your talking points. These are your talking
This is not
points,
my
bro, not
talking
mine.
point. That's just what they called the
This
legislation.
is your vomiting, stupid talking
No,
points,
they
bro.
just called it the assault weapons ban. It's not like I think that's an
You're,
actual like rigid category that anybody can like put anything under. That's just what they called it. So there was a 10-year ban passed in 1994, and Kamala Harris just wanted to repass that, and that wasn't ruled unconstitutional at the
so
time.
as far as you're concerned, whatever the left says, you're going to repeat it, huh, bro? Is that what the?
No, I'm just saying you're
showed
trying
me
to
or
say that
what?
was a violation of the Second Amendment, like what she was saying when she was just advocating for bills that had previously been passed and not ruled unconstitutional.
Yeah, well,
Okay, yeah, like
I don't.
so. Okay, so you can't. Okay, so you can't demonstrate that. That's fine, right? What justifies the violation of the Fourth Amendment by the Trump administration?
What violates the right to the Fourth Amendment in the Trump administration?
Yeah.
You're going to say that? Are you going to say that the deportation of immigrants without due process or something? What is your point?
No, arresting people without probable cause.
That's case by case. How do you know they don't have probable cause?
Because Greg Bovino said so.
Do you think? Okay, Greg Levino said so. Do you think that someone not being able to read our street signs and making U-turns on interstates and wiping out? Wait, what do you? This is an immigrant, dude. Why are you laughing? You're
There's
just
like,
fucking
there's no
genuine.
acknowledgement of any point.
know how
do you agree with me
disingenuous
that way?
it's-
Do you think arresting somebody without probable cause?
Do you know how disingenuous that laugh sounded right there when I'm telling you? an
Oh my
actual
god, my laugh was
factual-
too disingenuous. My mistake, guys.
It's fucking
I'll calm
gross,
down.
bro. Let me
Do you
finish.
think? Wait. Do you think it's
No,
a
you
violation
know
of the
it.
Fourth Amendment
Listen,
to
hang
arrest
on.
somebody without probable cause?
Is it probable cause that somebody can't read a street sign?
Do you think it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment to arrest somebody without
Is
probable
it a
cause?
probable cause that somebody can't read a highway sign?
No, that would be reasonable suspicion. Do you think that's okay to arrest somebody without probable cause?
I think again. I said it's case by case. I'm not. I don't talk in general.
What do you mean it's case by
generalities.
case? The Fourth Amendment explicitly says that to obtain an arrest warrant that you need probable cause to do so. Which easy interpretation. If you're doing a warrantless arrest, that means the officer at the time
No,
at least has
are
probable
you
cause to
saying that
arrest somebody.
you're saying that every apprehended immigrant in this country by ICE is not getting their due process, or
No, that's not what I said.
that's
I said
by
that ICE is doing arrests without probable cause.
wait, that's by illegal means? That's what you're saying?
That's not what I said. No.
Then what I'm saying, it's
No, I
case
said
by
ICE is
case,
no, I said
right?
ICE is doing arrests without probable cause.
So every one of ICE's arrests are they don't have
No, I
probable
said ICE is
cause.
doing arrests. Not that every single one is
So
illegal.
again, originally what I said, it's case by case, right?
Yeah, it's going to be case by case scenario, but the point that I'm going to make is that this is
So
like a policy. Huh?
would you say that there's more work being done by ICE that is legally being done or illegally being done against our Constitution?
I don't know if I have like a definitive number on that.
Yeah,
But what I can say is like these are policies that
thanks,
are
bro. You're
Huh?
so fucking disingenuous, dude. If you
I don't
can't
think it's
even say
wait. Is
yeah.
it disingenuous? Wait, when you
You
have
know
like the
what you would have
wait,
said?
Liam. When Greg Bavino, who is the head of ICE operations in Minneapolis, L.A., and Chicago, is saying that they can do warrantless arrests without probable cause and the only reasonable suspicion. And we have the DHS also saying that on their website multiple times. And we have a class action lawsuit which the plaintiffs are winning on, also doing that. Do you think it's disingenuous to say, wow, this seems like a policy that ICE is like actively doing and could be pretty widespread? You think that's like a disingenuous conclusion to come to?
No, I don't think it's completely
It isn't disingenuous. So yes, this is why I'm concerned about it, because it seems like it's a policy within ICE and the CP and DHS in general to do this. So of course I'm going to be concerned.
Okay, you know what? Wait a minute. Scratch. So we know what we're going to do. I want you to monologue, and then I'm going to answer yes or no, and then you can monologue again, then I'll answer yes or no. Does that work for you?
What do you mean?
Is that how you debate? You can monologue, and then I'll say yes, Scratch, and then you monologue again, and then I'll say no, Scratch.
Are you just mad we're losing the debate? Like, not my problem to look up. That's yours.
No, I'm asking you if is that how you debate?
Huh? When I have to explain things to idiots who don't know anything, yeah.
so it is. That's exactly how you debate. Good
when I have
job.
to explain things to idiots who don't know anything, absolutely. You bet, bro.
Okay, little bro.
Let's see Liam dig himself out of this one, okay? I'm sure he can. Liam. Don't want him to take over. He's been a lull host. Ask him about sanctuary policies and Democrats. The INA is under executive branch. Issue due process no longer a factor. That's not true. How far? That's not even true. Once the final order is issued, you can still appeal that up to the appeals court. W caller. Ironic. You literally just try and tell him what to do. Calling people an idiot while all the corners of your mouth have crackheads spiritual. What? What are you looking at? Huh? If they break into your residence, do they still have rights? Even chat knows what's up. Sorry, American citizen gets due process. You got smoked. The mega caller is gaslighting. What the fuck is this caller saying? He's just... Is he belligerent? What arrests are made without probable cause? Scratch. You can look at Molina v. DHS. They cite 4 examples in there. Lena Exabar was somebody here in TPS. They claimed that they only use reasonable suspicion to arrest them, and the court granted a preliminary injunction in favor of the plaintiffs. Democratic education, call out cherry pick nonsense, but ignore your own Twitter files. I've literally read through the Twitter files. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Dude sitting here reading off his computer. If we asked him to buy cable gun points, he was pointing out Yemen on a map, or what the 3 branches of government are. Judicial, legislative, executive. Sorry, bro. Sometimes my like ChatGPT tokens run out, and it takes me a while to get my argument out. Okay, y'all. Gotta restock. Gotta restock in the ChatGPT tokens. Here, return that down one. Whip it. Whip it good. This guy believes it okay for a man to use women bathroom. Wow. Good pivot, bro. Good pivot. Nice pivot. Let's go. That's such a good one. So chat GPT makes your arguments for you. Obviously, it's a joke, bro, because everybody says I'm reading off the screen. Okay. Maybe if chat had more than like collectively 2 brain cells, they would understand that. Okay, let me put this in. Guys, if you want to debate on YouTube, join the Discord. Okay, y'all? It's all you need to do. And I have a lot of people on TikTok right now, too, and you don't want to debate. Here, join. I'll say this. Discord in bio to debate. I'm going to, just for all of you really dumb people, I'm going to pin that. Okay? Can't miss it. Discord in bio. Join it to debate. Y'all, why aren't we... Chat. What's the point of a debate, in your opinion? I record these. Hopefully, I get like a good debate in that's like somewhat entertaining, and then I can go and post that and convince more people. What's the point? Convince the audience. Where's the pin? It might be too dumb to find it. The pinned comment doesn't have the link in it. You need to go to my bio to click in the Discord to go debate me. So if you're on YouTube, you need to click on my profile to go to my bio to join the Discord. I know it sounds dumb, but links aren't allowed on YouTube Shorts. So you need to click on the actual profile and go to the links in the bio. Trust me, I wouldn't have made that way. Okay? That is a YouTube decision right there. Not for the best ideas to come through to the bear country. I feel like it's become, you're dumb, I'm smart. It should be an exchange of ideas. He doesn't want to debate, just obfuscate and belittle. Wait, what? I I want to debate. Like, if you want to debate, you need to join the Discord, and you need to like, you need to click on my profile, go into my bio, click on the link to join the Discord. Once you join the Discord, you can click on the VC, right, voice channel, and go in there, and I'll drag you into my stream channel, and we can debate. I'm currently sitting in my Discord in VC. Or you can join TikTok, and you can join the panel. Honestly, people don't know about ICE unless you've lived in a city where they were dense. What? You need to get a real job because you don't know what you're talking about. You need get your head out of your butt. I love ICE. I've had a job, bro. Okay, I worked as a mover for 3 months during the summer. Okay, bro, that's a real man's job right there. Okay, lifting big stuff, moving it. Okay, men, we used to build houses. We used to build houses. Now look at us. Sitting on TikTok lives, arguing with random people. Sitting on YouTube lives. Okay, men have fallen. Men have fallen. Trump goes to regime change. And I'm not seeing like I've seen some people join the server during his live stream, which is nice. I'm not seeing anybody actively take the time to actually join VC and debate though, which is not my. You can debate an idiot. This is your This is how you choose to spend your time as a man. Rage titles on the dead internet. True. Good point, bro. Well, Iron, you've had dipshit. What does that even mean? I love ice. I'm sure you do, bud. Also, if you enjoy the content, go check out my YouTube videos. Okay, I have all my debates there. Pretty based. If you want to go see those, if you want to see member exclusive videos, go become a member. Otherwise, yeah, all my videos are on my YouTube. Check them out, bro. Sanctuary policies are designed to be confrontatious. The fact that you skip sanctuary policies shows your ignorance. You can come up and debate me if you think like I'm being generous. How does it even make any sense? Even what do you mean skipping sanctuary policies shows my ignorance? Like, you're asking me to steelman his own argument in the debate? Like, if he can't make it, that's not even my fault, by the way. Host is being disingenuous because he's not trying. Host is being disingenuous because he's not making his opponent's argument for him. My bad, bro. I'll make sure to do that next time. My bad, look up. L host. Billy Ice called out Ice and got someone deported. Okay, and you're super impressive, Iron. What? If you deport mega men, the lefty undocumented crime and violence would go down 7%. Hey, caller, go fix your own party of men. Woo! Bro, how old are you for real? I am 12 years old. Kidding, I'm 18. Not falling for this chump. I'm gonna interpret that as chimp and say you're racist, just to do that, okay, bro? And then chat's gonna rage at me and YouTube because I was making a joke about calling someone racist when they weren't being racist. Have you ever voted? I voted once. Trump helped my taxes. Trump is keeping you safer with the borders. What are you complaining about? Trump keeping us safer with the borders. What do they mean? Like, how? What do you mean he helped our taxes? Were the TCJOA tax cuts and jobs act, the one that raised the deficit, the one that the deficit that Trump promised to balance? Yeah, I don't know if that helped us. This is the stance of this generation: denies facts and his differing opinions. He's not going to agree unless it's in line with his view. Thank God I can't stand when kids talk about politics without ever voting. Sounds like projection. Super smart Iron. Safe Act. Christianism. Everything. I might be unfamiliar. You know what? I could be wrong. You mean the Save Act? What are we talking about? We're getting a lot of angry people in chat and not a lot of debaters. I've noticed that. They got a Discord server as well. Tony, you're fine, I promise. Whoa, wait, we have 14-year-olds in here? Whoa. Use a. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Minimum age requirement is like 16 in the server. I'm banning you. Get out. Wow, someone responded to me in chat, and I'm a mega cult coward, so I have threatened to sue when Trump sucks, Bubba. True. Please turn the stream off. Cool, man. Who said I voted for MAGA? You're making up a lot of assumptions. Someone's policy is the second worst thing about them. Is crazy. Trump has a dog water temperature and zero pragmatism. I want my president to be thoughtful and reflective. I agree. I would prefer for the president to be thoughtful and reflective too. You know, just not getting a lot of that right now. How will Trump help taxes? I'm wondering that too, bro. That's a great question. That's a great question. Some might even call that a wonderful question. Bow, 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 bow. You look soft as hell. I am, bro. Okay, bro. I'm a soft soul boy. Okay, I'm a soft ass soul boy. A little snowflake. Mm-hmm. I'm a soft ass little soul boy. No, no, we're dropping the viewership because I can't get any debates. Let's get some debates in here. What are we doing on? What are we doing on? Assumes other opinions and acts like they're fact. Also, PSA, we left a nuclear reactor buried in Greenland. Let's go dig. Are you allergic to smoke? Yes, I'm allergic to your smoke, bro. Maybe we just joined a Discord and a bio and debated. Okay, maybe you would learn some of this smoke. All the Republicans have been purged. Bet.
Hello? Oh, let me turn on the speaker. I don't know if it's on.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. What?
What is up? What do you disagree with?
Oh, and my shit's broken. Give me a fucking second. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, good. All right, hello, Scratch. Listen, I don't know what you really want to debate about. Anything is open on the topic. I really do not care.
The live is always about Trump and what I think he's doing bad. I've mainly been talking about ICE for the past couple of days, but other things. This is something I usually talk about all the time, but I haven't talked about recently. The fact that Donald Trump is just openly advocating for political violence against Democrats. He came out and said that 6 Democrat senators who made a video saying that military members should follow the law were committing sedition, and that sedition was punishable by death. And then made a reposted somebody saying, I mean, in reference to the post that they made. Huh? In reference to the post they made, he retweeted a tweet that said, or retruth social, I don't know what you're gonna call it, right? Someone saying, hang them, George Washington would have. And I think it's really ironic for the party who likes to pride themselves on like not being violent, like the BLM riots, that Donald Trump can actively come out and literally call for the unaliving, the execution of 6 Democratic lawmakers, and nobody cares.
Okay, here's my thing. Why does no one care about them being potentially executed?
Because MAGA is disgusting. Hacks who don't actually care about political violence as long as it's not happening against them. Don't care about advocacy for political violence as long as it's not coming from the Democrats.
No, you cut off. I didn't hear what you said.
I think it's pretty clear what I said, that MAGA doesn't care about political violence being advocated for or happening unless it's happening coming from
To a different
Democrats, or
party.
it's Democrats advocating for it.
Yeah. And again, I think every party in the United States wishes for death upon each other more ways than another. I
Really,
mean, I've
because
seen some of
quite
the
frankly,
riots in like
I remember Joe
Chicago.
Biden, Kamala Harris openly condemned the violence that happened during the BLM riots. Right, remember that was up to them being elected, and Joe Biden
Mhm.
came out and condemned what happened to CK and the assassination attempts against Trump. And then Trump comes out and actively calls for the execution of 6 Democratic lawmakers, and nobody, or no like big mega political creators, or it seems
No one
anybody,
bats an eye.
or any Republican lawmakers are willing to come out and actually condemn that.
Well, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of Trump, nor am I that much of a Republican in that matter. The only thing I have against the man is, well, everything that he's done that has appeared on the Epstein list. Then again, he also filed a report against Epstein for human trafficking back in 2006. I think that was in the files. I think.
That wasn't addressing anything I said, but okay.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to process what you just said, though. Anyways, go on.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Like, I do not have anything to debate on this matter. I'm just hearing about this. Look, I don't go on the media that often, all right?
Isn't it kind of concerning that it's their first time hearing about Donald Trump calling for the execution of Democratic lawmakers, especially considering this something happened like a month and a half ago?
Month and a half ago. Okay, but if it was a month and a half, it's just getting out now. I think that's a bit delayed, is it
No, it
not?
was pretty prominent when it happened.
Okay.
Like
But I got a question.
it's
Are they
super
like,
it's just super concerning when like we have the president of the United States calling for the execution of Democrats, and like you don't know about that.
yeah, I do not know about. Okay, I spend most of my fucking time on Twitter, for God's sake. Of course, I'm not going to hear about it.
Do you think that's a good thing? Like, do you think it's a good thing
No,
that you
I
probably?
really do not think that's a good thing. Look, I really think no one in our government should be like being called for execution if they have like done something pretty fucking serious.
Okay.
I mean, Donald Trump, yeah, he's probably like me personally. I think he deserves to be on the chopping block for everything that he's done, but he has done some good, right?
Maybe he's done some good, but I think the bad completely outweighs the good. Just the constitutional
Yeah,
violations, the uh,
yeah.
rampant incompetency, the
And
corruption.
then
Just
again, he got reelected again by what 51% against 49. So,
okay. I don't think him getting reelected doesn't mean he's a good president.
yeah, it doesn't mean he's a good president, but like, how?
He just laid one really good reason clearly how he advocated political violence and the execution of his opponents. He's corrupt. We can look at cases like the Eric Adams situation, or the lawfare against people like Letitia James or James Comey. Um, yeah, we can look at the incompetency when we see things like the California wildfire situation when it comes to him
Yeah, I
dumping millions
remember
of
hearing
dollars.
on the fucking Joe Rogan podcast of him saying, "Yeah, just let him go in the forest and rake the forest, like fucking garden the forest." Like, how? How would that even be possible?
He's talking about like clearing like
Yeah,
brush.
yeah, but like California, that big of a fucking state to be cleared out. I mean, over here in Texas, where I am at, they took a long ass while for that to happen. So if Trump wants that to be done in a short time, which he hasn't been doing it yet, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Let's see, do we have anybody else coming into Discord? We do. We have more people joining, but we don't have anybody hopping into debate.
Oh, you can debate, Cav. I gotta go either way.
Okay, dude. I'll see you later.
Yep, take care. Goodbye.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, why do you disagree?
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Oh, okay. So tell me why you think Trump sucks, man.
you. Yeah, the main reason I'm talking about is I think that Trump, who's currently in charge of the executive, and therefore agencies like DHS and ICE under him are violating the
Hold on one
Fourth
second. I
Amendment.
gotta turn the
Are violating
volume
the
up. I
Fourth
don't know why
Amendment,
it's
and I believe like protecting the Constitution and people's constitutional rights against unreasonable search and seizure. Yeah, I don't. And I think that like if you have an agency that's openly like basically stating like as a policy or violating the Fourth Amendment is okay, then yeah, I'm not going to support them, and I think that makes you a pretty sucky president.
You say he's violating the Fourth
Yeah.
Amendment? How so?
ICE is doing arrests without probable cause.
Without probable cause. You know they're going to clean up our country from people that are, one, illegally here. That was their first crime. And two, they're going after specific people with already deportation orders, already crimes.
You're just
Rapists, child
you're not
molesters.
addressing what I'm talking about, right? So, ICE under the INA is allowed to do that's Immigration Nationality Act for y'all is allowed to do warrantless arrests as long as you have two things: one, probable cause that the person is here, is an illegal alien, and then two, that they're not going to be able to obtain a warrant before they can arrest this person, right? So people
Yeah,
like
well,
are you familiar with like Greg Bavino? Do you know who he is?
no, I'm not sure who that is.
Actually, wait, I'll say this for later. So, yeah, so basically, if you go and arrest somebody without probable cause, that's a violation of your Fourth Amendment right because that's like the minimum standard to go and arrest somebody to protect you against unreasonable search and seizure.
Yeah, but you see, it's not. They have the problem because it's not even like they're going to arrest them. They're going to hunt them down to get them the fuck out of our country. Because we told them to leave and they didn't leave, and
Do you
they've
need
committed
probable
more
cause to
crimes.
arrest somebody? Yes or no?
And the thing is, you realize this is what we voted for. This is what the majority of the people want.
Do
This
you
is
need
our
probable cause
country.
to
We
arrest
took
somebody?
it
Yes
back.
or no?
Yeah, we're not arresting. We're going to hunt them down to
Do you
kick
need
them out.
probable cause to arrest somebody? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So we have people like Greg Bavino who are in charge of ICE operations.
They already have
Can I
probable
finish?
cause because
Can I finish?
they've ignored their
Can I finish?
deportation order.
Can I finish? We have people like
Yeah,
Greg,
you could justify it how
we have
you
people
want.
like Greg. You know who Greg Bavino is?
No, go ahead, enlighten me, brother.
Greg Bavino is commander at large of ICE and CBP operations in Minneapolis, Chicago, and LA. And he said that they were doing arrests with a reasonable suspicion and not probable cause or warrant, which is a blatant violation of the Fourth Amendment. And we have class action lawsuits like Molina v. DHS, which the plaintiffs are currently winning in, where they've been able to at least prove to a judge that they're going to win the merits of the case, that they're doing these arrests with only reasonable suspicion. So we have the
they've won the
the head of
case.
these ICE operations saying this.
Show me where they've won the cases.
Huh?
Link me where they've won these cases.
They said they're winning the cases.
Well, it's not. It's. We'll see how it plays out because they bring up a lot of cases that end up losing.
Do you think that you
So you
need
can say they're winning? It's not really like a score system. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think you need like an affirmative like ruling from a judge to determine if an illegal act happened?
Yeah.
Really?
That's how it determines if it's illegal because
so you would admit to me that like
this is what at the end of the day though. Look, at the end of the day, this is what we want.
You'd have to concede in the fact that you can't call like most illegal immigrants illegal, right?
Every illegal immigrant is illegal.
Really? Most of the people in here don't have like a definitive ruling and a final removal order claiming that they've been determined legal.
Let me ask you this: did they break the law by coming in illegally?
How do you said that to determine if somebody's broken the law, you needed a definitive ruling from the judge. So if most of the people
I'm asking you, did they break the law coming?
If you come in here illegally, you did break the law. Yes.
Yes or no question.
Yes.
You don't. I want you. Okay, so they've already. That's their crime. Now these people.
I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to ask you the question one more time. Do you need a definitive ruling from a judge to determine if something illegal happened? Yes or no?
Listen. We already have the removal order, so we're removing them.
Do you need a definitive ruling from a judge to determine something illegal happened? Yes or no?
No, not all the time.
No, not all the time. Okay, so I'm glad you conceded that really dumb point. So obviously, when we have the head of,
you can say it's dumb.
No, I'm glad you conceded that. I'm glad you conceded that. So obviously,
the only thing
obviously,
no,
give me a sec. Obviously, when we have people like Greg Bavino obviously,
support child
obviously,
molesters.
when we have
You
people like
guys support chemical
obviously, oh, now you're
castration of
pivoting. Now you're
children.
pivoting. Nice one.
The
You lost
left
our argument,
is
so now you're gonna pivot. So obviously, when we have people
no.
like
You
Greg
can say I
Bavino,
lost, brother.
obviously, when we have people like Greg Bavino, right, who's the head of these ICE operations, CBP operations, saying we only need reasonable suspicion to arrest somebody, with the DHS on their own website and their own press release saying this, and we have a court case the plaintiffs are currently winning, which is a class action lawsuit saying that these things
There
are
is no
happening.
currently winning. You either win or lose. There's no score points.
Wait, what do you think of?
Do you understand?
Do you know what a preliminary injunction is?
Yeah, it sounds like before the court
So a
case.
preliminary no.
So there's no points.
What
Do you
is a
understand that? It's either
preliminary
you win the
injunction?
case or you lose the
What is
case.
a preliminary injunction?
It's when they get the evidence before the case so
No,
they
that's
can
called
find the
that's called-
discovery.
No, dude.
Listen,
That's
listen, at the end of the day,
so a preliminary
do you
injunction,
support getting rid of the
comes
illegals
after
or
the
not?
complaint has already been filed. So the court case is already ongoing.
Let
And
me
it's
ask you this.
enjoining. Can I finish?
Do you
Can I
want the
finish?
illegals to
Can I
stay
finish?
or not?
It's enjoining. It's
Do you
enjoining.
know? Do you
No, I'm gonna
want
finish. I'm gonna finish because
the
you obviously
illegals to stay
you don't
or not?
understand. You don't understand how the legal system works. I'm gonna educate you on that. Okay. So preliminary
No,
injunction.
I don't care about the legal
a
system because they're
preliminary
getting the fuck
injunction
up
is
out
after
of
the
here.
complaint has been filed. So
This
it's
is
during the
what
court
we
case.
voted for.
And it's preliminary injunction is after, right? The complaint has been filed. It's during the court case, and it's enjoining the defendants. And that in this case, the defendants are the government from taking certain actions, and those actions are doing warrantless arrests without reason, without probable cause. So, and to get a preliminary injunction, right, against the defendants, right, in this case, you need standing, right? You need jurisdiction, and you need to prove irreparable harm, and you need to prove likelihood to win on the merits. So when a preliminary injunction is issued against the government in a case, that means that the plaintiffs are winning because the judge thinks that they're most likely to win on the merits during this court case. And we can look at other court cases like I think it was Watson.
Well, how about this?
Watson v.
Then that's
Watson
great.
v. United.
That's great.
Watson v. United States or Nome v. Vescovia, where they explicitly state that probable cause is needed to make a warrantless arrest, and that reasonable suspicion can only be used to make temporary stops. Right? This is all completely grounded in law. Right? This is why the judge is currently siding with the plaintiff in the case, and this is why we have obvious examples where the heads of these agencies are literally coming out and saying we are doing this unconstitutional thing. It's that simple.
So that's cool. So we'll see when the court case is over how it plays out. Let me ask this: are you in support? Do you? Right.
You literally just said we don't need a court case to determine something is legal or not. So I don't know why you're going back to this point. You already conceded on that. I don't know why you're pivoting back to something that you already conceded on, dude. Hello? You need a warrant. You don't need a ruling from a judge. I know this 1%. I'm not talking about arrested warrants. I'm talking about warrantless arrests, y'all. Calm down. Oof. Major tracking errors in YouTube chat. Okay, we're talking about warrantless arrests. ICE is allowed to do warrantless arrests. Cav, you have 10 seconds. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and he's gone. Okay. Hi, Father. What's up, dude?
What's up, buddy?
Were you listening to that one?
I got like 2 seconds of it. What were you guys talking about?
Basically, I said that like ICE is violating the Fourth Amendment, and he said that like it's not true. And I was like, I gave him all the evidence, and he said, and I said like, oh, the plaintiffs are winning the court case. He's like, oh wait. So show me where they've won the court case. And like I didn't say they won the court case. I said they were winning. It's like, oh well, then we'll just wait until like the court case is done. Like I was like, you need a definitive ruling from a judge to know something's illegal. And I said yes. And I just asked a legal immigration question, and he fell on that point, and I just pivoted back, and then he just muted himself and stopped talking. So.
I feel like there might be a case. I might be able to find a case that's reached its merits in relation to like
if they want to make that dumb
warrantless
fuck
arrest.
argument now, I just like the illegal immigrant question is just so good. It's so goaded. Like, if they want to make the argument, sure, that you can only tell if something's illegal off of a judge's ruling, fine. But like, their entire argument about legal immigration, like, literally just falls through the floor. Then
Yeah, it does.
I'm just gonna point that out.
Yeah,
And say, like,
there's
okay, like, you obviously don't believe in this. I don't know, like, why are you pretending to?
there is a merits ruling. I think I could give you. It was in the relating to the Trump admin on warrantless arrest, and ICE had to like sign a basically an agreement that they wouldn't do that anymore. And then they recently abridged it in 2025. So, but I mean, they won that the people that sued them won that case on the merits that warrantless arrests were unlawful, and ICE could not make that practice, or at least the arrest that they were doing without probable cause and without like likelihood that they'll escape before a warrant will be obtained.
I'm expanding on your notes in my own notes right now. I don't want the shit.
Good, good, good. I will be expanding on my own notes as well.
I feel like United States v. Watson's a fine case to use. I don't know.
So wait. So was that guy conservative?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He got fried. Wasn't even close. Okay. You think I can use U.S. United States v. Watson to just like cite to people like probable cause is needed to make a warrantless arrest?
I mean, yeah. I think the the issues that like you are like I just think the Title 8 statute is probably going to be what people are going to be talking about because that specifically talks about arresting immigrants as opposed to just like broad civil arrests or criminal arrests.
But even under that, you need probable cause. All right. So
Yeah, but
I don't
that
even know why. I
decision's
don't
not
even know
going
why.
to
I
help
feel
you
like
in
it's a
that regard.
meaningless distinction when like civil, immigration, criminal, it all require like probable cause or at least a arresting officer at the time to think they have probable cause.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's gonna be different if the officer at the time thinks they have probable cause, and then the judge says no and tells them to release them. But that's way different than just like openly saying we're doing off for reasonable suspicion.
Yeah. Pretty crazy, pretty crazy, pretty crazy.
Did stream nobody wants to listen to a smug fucking kid who has zero life experience other than happing for his mommy's basement online. You are pathetic. Holy shit, bro. Calm down. What did I do to your mom? My mistake, bro. Okay. Is this guy still getting roasted? Legals for ice. Join Discord, lol. Yeah, if you want to debate, no shit. See, I'm not learning but leering.
Epic, epic.
Epic owns in YouTube chat. Epically owned. Also, if you want to, if someone's being really annoying, you just ban them. I don't give a fuck.
Jeez. I try to leave my bans to like people that are violating like Discord TOS or just really retarded.
No,
Wait,
remember
are you on
that like
TikTok?
really retarded guy who was fuck, what was his?
Wait,
I
aren't
forgot
you
his
on
name.
TikTok right now?
Huh? No, we're not. I ended that a little bit ago.
Okay.
Remember that really retarded guy who you debated and me debate a couple times?
Is he the fallacy guy?
Yeah, the fallacy guy. I didn't know anything. I banned him because I think I had 3 debates into him and they're all slop and they're all unpostable and they're all so fucking degrading.
Yeah.
You know, well, I'm scared, bro, because you know I can't. Eventually, I'm gonna have my Vosh moment on stream. Okay. Oh, speaking of guys, sorry, I haven't grifted once this live yet. Give me a second. I'm black and it's Black History Month, so give me money, give me reparations, give me super chats right now, super chats. Like the live, subscribe right now. I blocked the channel. I don't know why it showed up again. True. Are you just arguing with people in fucking chat?
I mean, I was gonna ping conservatives, but I mean, I'm assuming you already did that.
Yep. I actually pinged everybody, but nobody wanted to come in. Sent 10. Thank you for the 10 jewels, bro. I appreciate. So Scratch, what do you think of Charlie Kirk? Not a good guy, bro. Okay. I think his entire thing was clip farming on college campuses, and then posting that. Obviously, I think he was like a skilled, like rhetorically, he was able to memorize a bunch of dialogue trees, send people down them, and oftentimes like not engage with questions. I think he was, in that sense, like I think he was smart and intelligent when it came to political organizing. But as a person, he was actively advocating for somebody who is against like the very foundation of this country and everything this country stands for. So, yeah, I was not a good guy. I think I just said so. Oh, and to be clear, I don't think that Charlie Kirk should have been alive. That's bad. Political violence is bad. Don't execute people. We shouldn't do that. I want to say Charlie Kirk had that is true. Vosh did absolutely destroy him. That was such a bad debate for him too. Hi, Father. Did you see that debate?
No, I did not watch the VOD. Didn't they debate twice?
I think it was once.
Oh, I thought they debated twice. I don't know what they debated on exactly. I mean, Charlie Kirk was not very impressive when he was arguing against like someone good. Oh, it's cringe.
It was not good for him. He like lost on all the points in socialism too.
That's not surprising.
Yeah. You'll never be on his level. True, bro. Well, at least not for another 77 years. Maybe I'll be 12 feet underground at some point. I'm about a solid 5 decades away from considering that, though. Trump sucks. Thanks for saying that. Javi? You're nothing compared to Charlie Kirk. You're nothing! Nothing!
True.
I agree, bro. I've lost every debate. I've lost all debates. You've never seen anything more than clips about Kirk? Bro, I watched the entire Vosh Kirk debate. What are we talking about? That's not even true. I watched the full Oxford one, too. Did he ever debate Destiny?
No.
I never saw any of the Hassan debates he did.
Oh yeah, those were. I don't know why you would ever want to watch that.
Did Hassan get blown out or whatever?
I mean, I didn't watch that. I don't like. I don't know why you would watch a Charlie Kirk Hassan debate. It's just not interesting, especially at that point in time.
For the memes, obviously.
Yeah, but like both of them were like really bad.
Right.
Both of them were really bad at the time. So.
All terrible to listen to though. Destiny and Hassan are worse than Charlie Kirk, by the way. Is Hassan worse than Charlie Kirk? I feel like
I mean,
I feel like opinion-wise, they're on the same level. I feel like power-wise, Charlie Kirk just way worse because he had just way more influence. You know what I mean? I feel like if Hassan had the same amount of influence as Charlie, then like we could say that he was like as bad. But I think Charlie's just way worse because he had way more power to have your shit.
Yeah,
Destiny,
I agree.
I don't know what Destiny was worse than Kirk. I know what the fuck Destiny did. Okay. Don't come after my boy Desty.
Desty. I don't think anyone has called him that.
I'm coming for my boy Desty. I love him. Okay. Bro, I got them Dusty testes.
Yeah, dude, just be saying anything on this app.
Dude, really? Niggas should really just be saying anything on this app to get some clout. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Bow, bow, dun-dun-dun. 12-year-old? Whoa, bro. Okay? If you're trying to hit me up on a DM, do you think I'm 12 years old? Slow him down. I'm 18. That Destiny's your boy? Lol. Bro, me and Destiny go way back. Me and Destiny go way back to the island, okay? Me and Epstein, way back.
Yeah, dude, just be saying anything.
You
Dude should
denying
be
the
saying
fact that me and
anything.
Epstein go way back to the island, bro? You don't even know what I'm on.
I mean, shit, bro. If that's what you want to do, man, then
Destiny made fun of people who got shot and killed at Trump Charlottesville very aggressively. Destiny has repeatedly celebrated political violence. First part is true, second part isn't. Actually, Destiny was merely joking about the violence that was being committed. He never actually made any serious claim advocating for political violence. In fact, he's very clearly said over the years that political violence against people is bad. But you just don't understand that the reason that he makes these jokes is trying to point at the hypocrisy of the right, where they'd be willing to make very offensive jokes against people like Charlie Kirk, or people like who was that Democratic senator who got killed in Minnesota?
Melissa Hortman.
Yeah, Melissa Hortman. But when the Democrats do the same thing, there's this giant double standard receive significant outrage. And it's not like he actually is advocating for political violence. It's like he's just calling out the hypocrisy in the right about when it's okay to joke about things, and that the culture is currently that's okay to joke about.
Are you reading
political violence
something
against
off, or are you
Democrats.
just talking right now?
Huh?
I can't tell.
I'm
Also,
just
Scratch,
talking.
can you
I'm not
drag
even reading
Dripness
anything
off?
off.
Can you drag Dripness up? I was gonna talk to him
Oh my
about
fucking
him.
god, what is it, retard? I mean, I love you. What's
Hello,
up? I
hello?
love you, Pookie.
Yo, what's up?
Wait, give me a
Okay,
second.
so yeah, relating to the Langford bill. So I think I don't like, just as a policy, I'm just gonna be opposed to raising the asylum standard, just like generally. Like I don't know if a clause, maybe like if they added a clause that said
hold
I would
on.
have like.
I agree that as like a policy, it's not something that's like good, but I think that you can have like a bill with policies that like are not ideal for like a platform that you're laying out. But I think the bill for what it is at the time can still be like based and good. I think that's just my stance on the Langford bill. I don't think like it raising the reasonability standard for like a CFI test CFI screening is not. I don't think it's like a good thing, but like at the same time, it's like for what it was, I would prefer
Drip
any
Master,
bill.
I'm live right now. Just say credible fear test, okay? Please. You're gonna confuse my
Oh
audience.
yeah, those watching credible fear test. I would prefer like any bill over just like one that sort of just allowed the what I guess the status quo, what was happening at the time,
Yeah,
to
I
just
mean,
continue.
if we're saying the comparison is like no bill versus this bill, then yes, I do think it's good in that regard. But if we're saying this bill as an immigration bill
Well, what I'm
broadly,
saying,
I don't.
no,
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying
it's
is I think that bill was as base as it was going to be.
given the circumstances, or
Yeah.
okay. I don't
It was
disagree
kind
with
of
that. I
just
guess
shit,
too
though.
much.
And I don't trust like giving authority to like US CIS agents to like make full determinations on like asylum. That's a good thing. I feel like
Did-
I
that's a
also I
great.
don't
did
think
Langford
Kamala
do
should have.
that?
I don't think Kamala should have ran on it either. I
I
think
think that yeah.
at the time that she would have won, the crossings would have. I mean, the Biden already had an
Also,
executive
everybody
order,
was
which
confusing like the
Wait,
Langford
hold
bill
on.
with the
Did
Murphy bill,
Langford
and like
say that?
everybody was confusing the Langford bill with like the Murphy bill, and then saying that she was like advocating for like a border wall now. And
Hold
so
on,
everyone's like,
I'm confused. Did I maybe I missed this part? Did Langford say that an immigration officer was like the only one, or it said like that there wasn't like an immigration judge requirement for like determinations of asylum eligibility?
yeah,
I
it was
think the
basically
idea Scratch is saying is
it was giving broad discretion to UC UIS agents to make like full determinations on like asylum
Well,
eligibility.
they technically already have that discretion. I do agree with your point, though, that with the standard
Well, no,
being in
well,
law
they have that
holder, then-
discretion, but it can be appealed, right? Did it take away that ability to appeal the?
Yeah, it did take away that ability. I sorry, I think the full system was basically if they said no, then you just had to get you were expelled or like deported. And if they said
I
yes,
thought it
then
gave
they
you
go on
90
to, like,
days.
Roman. Yeah.
I
I
thought
have
it
to
gave you
check.
90 days.
We'd have to. I'd
I'm
have to
pretty
go
sure.
back.
I'm pretty sure it gave you 90 days to appeal.
We'd have to go back into the law, but I don't think she should have ran on that because again, at the time where she would have theoretically won, crossings had already starting to go down. Based on an executive order that was probably like dubiously, probably maybe.
By the way,
likely
that executive
illegal.
order I think is worse than the Langford bill, like significantly worse.
Yeah, it is, and that's probably
Okay.
unlawful. I think it got struck down in some extent, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like the crossings had gone down, seemingly, I guess, as a result of the executive order. So
It was, yeah, it was
at
like
that point,
immediate.